Welcome back. Today on Dialed In DIY, we're gonna make things talk and change the sound some things make too. I've done a bunch of videos where I take things apart that already have pre-recorded sounds and phrases inside, and I get asked quite often, can I change those sounds to make it something different? The answer is yeah, there is a way, and I'm gonna show you how. I will walk you through one way to do it, show you some of the pitfalls that you might encounter trying to do it, and then give you some other options as well. Most talking toys and gadgets use some kind of a sound card or chip that makes the noise happen, just like these cards. So most of these sound chips are either too messy to hack and re-record or just not worth the effort. But it's really easy to replace. I'm going to show you this ISD1820 module that I bought online. You can find them pretty easy, and I got this one for about $3. Later in the video, I'm going to give you some other alternatives to this little device, but I want to show you how easy this one is because some of the other options you can look for are even easier. I think one of the reasons you can find this little device so easily in so many places at such a good price is because it was really meant to work with a microcontroller. However, as you're going to see here, I can set it up and use it just fine all by itself. There are two little pins on the left side of this board that are very clearly marked for hooking up to power. The one marked VCC is your positive lead, and the one marked GND is the ground or negative lead. Now all we need to do is give this some power and make it work. According to the instructions, all we need is 3 volts, and we're in operating range. Welcome back. Unfortunately, that does not sound so good. The level activated playback isn't any better. And getting the speaker closer just makes the sound louder and not as good. So what's wrong and how to fix it? Actually, there are 2 things that are wrong. First, it turns out there's 2 little jumpers on this board, which are actually helpful if you're connecting this to a microcontroller. But if you're like me and you just got in a hurry, you didn't look closely enough to realize there already have jumpers on here that complete connections that we don't want connected when we're doing this all manually. Issue number 2 is also very easy to fix, and it has to do with the power source. 3 volts from this battery, not quite enough. Despite the instructions saying 2.4 to 5.5 volts will do it, this really needs more than 3. Welcome back to Dialed In DIY. Now that's a playback quality that I'm okay with a device like this.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Dialed In DIY.
So now there's plenty of options I can think of for using something like this, and things that I would want to have recorded to play back in, I don't know, different products, different devices, things for gags, things for Halloween props. Some fun stuff in mind. What are your ideas? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, you can add a better speaker too.
Welcome back to Dialed In DIY.
I salvaged this one from one of my What's Inside videos.
Welcome back to Dialed In DIY.
You might be thinking, I don't want to have to push this button to make it work. Honestly, neither do I, and we could work with some of the pinouts and get a different way to play it, or wire our own button directly to the contact points.
Welcome back to Dialed In DIY. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
But if you're really looking for something that already does exactly what you want right out of the box, there are plenty of options for that as well. For a little bit more money, you can actually get one that has the remote play button, but also allows you to hook it up directly to your computer so you can download sound files, any files you want. Perhaps you want the more automated or surprise reaction, like you can get from a photo sensor. These are the types that are often used in books and cards so that when you open it, light makes it play back. You can get those too. And then there's the type that have one model with different options you can select. This allows you to have whatever playback method you want, as well as the batteries on board, which makes it much more convenient for packing away in a tight space. So now it's just time to get creative. You can either decide what you want to make and then add the chip to it, or you can decide what maybe you want to replace the chip inside of, check the measurements, and then find one online that you can buy that will fit in the place of the old one. Record away and have fun. Hey, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to stop by Dialed In DIY and sound off with me. I'd really appreciate it if you could click that thumbs up below, subscribe to my channel, and make sure to ring the bell for future notifications. Check out my playlists for other creative projects you might be interested in, and please make sure to come on back in the future because there will be plenty more Dialed In DIY to come.